What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Subject to Change podcast. I am here with your boy Kev. What's good, baby?
Sup?
I am here with Amari to my left. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
And Brian to my right. What's up?
Hi.
Today,
What's up?
We're gonna get into the Joker.
Who got the best Joker last year?
Nah, I can't.
Nah. You just do the Jared Leto.
Like you dying.
No, just do the Jared Leto.
That shit was trash. How did he get that role?
I don't know.
I
bro.
thought he was trolling, dog.
Status,
when I heard that laugh, I'm like, nah, he trolling, right?
Nah.
He's joking.
Nah, he laughed like that shit, like it hurt.
He was like his thing about that was I was trying to go for a laugh that was creepy.
He said that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it was far
He
from
said,
it.
He said you wanted to make people feel uncomfortable, like, and it
I
made people
did.
feel uncomfortable
Yeah, like
because
cringy.
it sucked.
Like cringe.
Yeah.
All right, so just to go ahead, Brian. You look like you was gonna
Nah,
make a joke.
I want to dive into the Joker, but he tried to stop this movie from happening.
Yeah.
He went to Warner Brothers and tried to stop him from making this.
Bro, they would have never had to make it if you didn't suck.
Corny.
So this movie is gonna be. This podcast is gonna be a complete spoiler. If you have not seen Joker yet, go out, watch it, come back to this pod. We will start the spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it.
I can't believe he died.
Okay, I hate y'all. So starting, I think what we're gonna do is, just to be clear with you guys, we're gonna start with ratings, going from Brian to Kev, and then we're gonna start general, quick, first initial thoughts from Kev back to Brian.
Yeah.
So, Brian, set it off. What is your rating?
I'm coming off of watching this 2 times, and it still hasn't changed from the first time. I'm giving this a solid 9, maybe even edging it to 9.5 out of 10.
That's a great rating. I'm giving it a 9, a solid 9. I'm staying on 9. I don't think I can go to a 9.5, and I'll get into why. Amari,
I'm giving it the 9.5, solid 9.5.
really?
Yep.
Nice. And Kev, what's yours?
No, I got 2 ratings for it. As a Joker movie, 6.5. As a movie, 7.
Okay.
Out of 7, right?
Nah, out of fucking 20, nigga.
Oh my.
All right.
Nah, 7 out of 10.
So, Kev, get into your initial thoughts and what you think about the movie.
So, I'm gonna try to be quick with it since I gave it 2 ratings. There's a lot of explanation, but I'll try to condense it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say I give it a 6.5 as a Joker movie is me just being a fucking huge like DC fan and shit like that, and Joker being the villain to one of my favorite superheroes. He has a special place in my heart somewhere. But the reason I rated as that is because there was just like, I understand what the movie did. It's a reimagining. So that's why I tried not to judge it too harshly. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, everybody knows for a fact that the Joker has no clear-cut origin, other than the fact that they kind of made Killing Joke canon. But before then, like, even before they made Killing Joke canon, it was never the purpose of that movie. They didn't make it canon until way later. They made it as a one-off, like, like Joker doesn't have an origin. Let's make like a little what if side story for it to be an origin, and then people liked it so much they made it canon later. So with this movie is just another one of those, maybe this is his origin, and nobody really knows. But it's one of those things that there's certain moments of the movie where I like the fact that they made him kind of weird. I feel like it makes more sense for somebody that is already a social outcast to break and become that. Like in other movies they made it especially in Killing Joke, they made it apparent that like you can just be a normal person and it only takes one bad day to just kind of like break.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more realistic when somebody already has the world, like he feels like the world is already against him. It gives him more motive
For sure.
than just one bad day. This was just a series of bad days. Even though there was one specific day that really pushed it, it was like a series of bad days, probably from the beginning of your life all the way till like that point where it's kind of like you can only fight so much before like it becomes like you get angry with the world. This world isn't fair.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that with Gotham itself. You see all the people who are kind of like, when the three guys died, there was that split of like, this is a tragedy towards fuck those people. Like, you already see that the people were already fed up.
Yeah.
And it seems like Joker was already living that life 10 times harder than everybody else, pretty much. Or he was just more sensitive to it. The reason I gave it a 6.5 as a Joker movie is because Joker has always came across to me as somebody who, like, even though they touched on it, somebody who finds joy in causing pain to other people. What made him even more psychotic, it wasn't really the fact of, I suffer pain, so I want you to suffer pain. It was literally he was that crazy that he just wanted to cause pain. I kind of wanted to see more of that psychotic side, but the reason why I give it a 7 as a movie is because putting that Joker shit aside and just seeing the way that he went from just being a kind of an awkward, cringy person to just breaking to the point that, like, and this is why I give it a 7, almost a 7.5, just for the second half of the movie. How confident he gets once he breaks.
Shit's amazing.
He has that side of him that he's just like, he's not awkward anymore. He owns it. And like, he just gets that confidence. And I was telling Brian before that's kind of why I liked the ending part of it. Once he fully embraces the Joker, I was like, this is a Joker I want to see make a movie that involves Batman, because that Joker is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But I told Brian there was a couple moments in the movie where it kind of took me out. I don't mind the whole him dancing thing, but I just think they did it too much. There was a specific point where I actually heard it was improvised. It wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
Him in the bathroom when he starts dancing after
Killing the guys.
yeah, he goes to the bathroom
amazing.
and breaks into a classical dance and at first I was like, I can see this as him going mad, but then it kind of was just there for too long. And my thing is, I understand with the character, they kind of want to make him cringy. That's the direction they wanted to go with him. I just think that they overdid it too many times, where they could have just took that moment and replaced it with something else, since he did it right before he came out of the in the talk show. He's done it in multiple times where I kind of like, we could do one scene without him dancing, or even if they was to do that scene in the bathroom, they could have cut it a little bit shorter.
Can we all right, so can we not do our individuals right now, but talk about what Kev said?
Just to see. You can interject.
Just to see. Can I talk about the dancing part?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think you're gonna say the same thing I was gonna say.
I absolutely loved the dancing part.
I told him that too.
And the only reason I did is because the way that I'm seeing this, right, is that it was a show for him.
Yeah.
This was his show.
Yeah.
After succeeding in doing something that liberated him, and got him into what he eventually became, the dancing was the performance in his brain. Like, it was just the thing that clicked for him. And it was liberating.
And I could actually, like, I agree with your point with that. You can see that literally, to him, it was his own show. You can see it with, like, a lot of the twists that we're going to get to later.
Well, even with the
twist.
Frank Murray thing. Yeah. He dances when he comes out in the show. Yeah. And it's the same movements of, like, moving his arms. He does a spin and a pose. Yeah. It's him emulating what he knows. Yeah. And doing it in a performance is fucking scary.
I think. Can I say that I agree with that? Yeah. But only when he becomes the Joker. Yeah. I think before that, when he's in the bathroom and he's like shot the three guys, to me, it felt like dancing was something that made him feel comfortable. Yeah. I thought it was something that,
for sure, like, I could have seen that.
When he ran into that bathroom and his ears like started ringing and you could hear it, and
that was like his coping mechanism. Like,
to me, it was like him starting to dance in his darkness. Yeah, like,
I can see that.
Just to like almost as a coping mechanism because he just killed 3 people.
I think you guys are also forgetting he was dancing from the beginning of the movie. When he first got the gun, he was dancing. Yeah. He was dancing and he was flinging her around, and that's when he shot the wall.
Yeah.
I think on top of, I agree with what you're saying, is more like a performance. I think he probably hears music in his head. I'm going to talk about music later. Yeah. I think he's hearing this music that every time we dive in, we get close to hearing what Arthur is thinking. We hear classical music, sometimes with more bass and more drums and a lot of instrumentation, and sometimes we don't. I think he constantly hear that, because if you ever think about it, the dancing goes along with it. The dancing, he does a lot of hand movements. It goes with the music that they're playing in the movie. I think
that's the music he hears in his head.
I think that's the music he hears in his head, and that's what he does to like either calm down or as a coping mechanism of. I think he just constantly has that shit in his head whenever he's to himself.
You think Tobey Maguire did that when he was walking down?
No. We don't talk about that.
That never happened.
But like I said, I didn't mind the dancing until I felt like they did it so much, and then I felt like it just dragged down too much to the point that it just took me out. I was kind of like, I hurry up with the dance, and I want to get to the next scene. I want to see what he,
okay. Well, another because I think the pacing. It sounds like for you the pacing was an issue with the dancing being intertwined in
yes.
it. Okay, so now what I told Amari this that same fucking day. We know what the Joker eventually becomes, right?
Yeah.
So you have to make his descent into madness. Mm-hmm. You have to make it so that we're clamoring on, waiting for it.
No, yeah,
and they did that.
This is like, not to cut you off, this is why it worked in this movie and not in Batman Begins, where Batman Begins it took forever for him to become Batman, to the point that it was a boring movie. And this you expected, because like the Joker's origin is so mysterious. Even in The Killing Joke he says it, I don't remember my past, but if I was to have one, I prefer it to be multiple choice. So but my thing is like, I agree with the whole him us having to see that descent to madness. I just think that they could have took at least one dancing scene out and replaced it with something else that could have filled that point. Like, to me, it was just the dancing just became too dragged out, and again, like I said, it was supposed to purposely be cringy, but it was, like I said, dragged out so much that I was kind of like, I hurry up. Like, I would have preferred to see something else play a part in like either a coping mechanism or just like the descent to madness added to it, not just the same thing repeated.
I think another thing that like has to be kind of like said is like this version of the Joker is not the definitive version that we ever get in any movie or anything. And what Todd Phillips actually said, he was like, since everybody keeps asking me this, if you guys want to make it canon, he's the influence to the Joker, to the Batman Joker that we know in the Future, which
I'm iffy about that.
Which is like, I don't like it, because then you make it so that
it devalues the Joker.
It devalues Batman.
Yeah.
Because the Joker did not make Batman.
No.
Yeah.
Batman made the Joker. Mm-hmm. And that's why like, what makes the Joker scary, like the real Joker, I'm talking about like comic book and like in other movies and other iterations, what makes the Joker scary is that he literally comes out of nowhere. He has no origin, right, that we know of, and he comes out of nowhere. His sole purpose is to be the opposite of Batman, which is terrifying.
I think a better thing he could have said is, this is a origin where Joker made himself. Batman had no role in it. If you wanted to make it canon, this is an Elseworld story where Batman had no part in it. Gotham made him.
But that, okay, so now
that you could like, that was a better response as to saying just he's the influence of a future Joker.
Yeah, I guess, but I think that this is just meant to be taken as its own individual property with no ties in. I think it literally just had the Joker name because one, DC probably funded the shit out of this movie, and two, like if it had nothing to do with DC at all, it still would have been an amazing fucking movie. Yeah, because the acting was incredible. Like, Joaquin Phoenix he deserves awards for this shit. Like, he fucking bodied it from top to bottom. And like, I don't, the only reason I'm saying this is to just not take away, like with our discussion, I don't want to take away from his acting role because he fucking
he's amazing.
He went the
he's
fuck
amazing.
up. That shit
as much as I give it like a 6.5 and a 7.5, it had nothing to do with him.
He fucking body.
Yeah, he honestly, after seeing that, I was kind of mad that we're not gonna see a performance with him and Ben Affleck Batman. I kind of want to see that.
I think
we might get a Jared Leto.
No,
I think honestly though, so over that. with this, with the success of this movie and all of that, I don't want to see a sequel because I think that this is perfectly fine. And
you could leave it the way it is.
You could leave it. And again, right? Let's get into the movie a little bit. I understand we didn't get to our points, but I don't think we're gonna have time, so we could just talk.
So, quick rating, Mari.
Mari got
not rating. Quick summary
thoughts?
of
what did you think leaving the theater? Let's just make it that way so that we can.
I loved it. I thought I was so going into the movie. I knew it wasn't canon.
Yeah, and they advertised it as such.
Yeah, so I thought it was gonna be way more off than what it was.
Yeah,
like I thought it was gonna be like so. I thought they were just tie-ins. I thought they were literally just using the character and name of Joker.
Yeah,
that's what I thought, and I thought they were gonna like make some weird. I didn't think Batman was gonna be in it.
Yeah, like the whole Bruce Wayne, Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. But like watching the movie halfway in with that expectation, they didn't say the word or mention anything other anything like Batman related until like halfway into the movie.
Other than like Gotham, it was on the little TV, shit like that. Yeah.
No, it was on the TV, and then they said the word Gotham, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm watching a fucking DC movie.
And when he goes to like the asylum, like the original hospital, you're like, oh shit, like that's when I got pushed back in. I'm like, oh shit, we're watching a fucking.
And I would
Batman movie.
There was times where I would fall back out of it and like still continue with that expectation, like forgetting that this is a DC movie.
Yeah.
And then like just later on when he finally becomes Joker, it's like, oh shit,
this is what this is.
His Joker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Because like the first half of this movie is like I'm just watching a man just kind of like
broken,
just
dude,
break into pieces and
so fucking terrible
pieces of himself die literally. Like I just I really just to keep it short, it was I heavily the only thing that prevents me from not giving it a 10, which is I think I don't know. I feel like it's maybe unfair. Is the fact that like I didn't cry. Like if it had made me cry, I'm fucking 10, like stamped on it.
You know what's funny about that though? I think it's so hard to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it's kind of an unfair rating from me.
And in his like no lie, what they created was so difficult to do because when you're watching it, at points you're rooting for him, but then you realize what he just did is.
It's not okay.
Terrible.
It's not okay.
Like, and then you're you tap back into the human side of you, and you're like, yo, this nigga is crazy.
Yeah.
Can I?
That shit is nuts. Go ahead.
Just to like, also, I wanted to, I guess to counter your Joker rating of it. To me, like, what you were saying that the Joker is supposed to be more psychotic, and I think me and Danny were talking about this on the train.
We did.
Like if there was a sequel, or if this was, I think I said this in the chat too, or I think maybe Brian.
We had like a full convo.
Yeah. There, like I said, if this was like a third or fourth movie of a series,
then
this origin would have fucking hit real hard. Like I think the sequel could be what
I wanted. Yeah, this
where like now, like the first movie was him.
Yeah,
just kind of falling into the madness and like he's not really evil yet.
That's kind of why I did like the final part of the movie where kind of like when he accepts it. I saw it and I told Brian, I'm like, I need this. I want a sequel, but I don't. I think we should just leave it alone.
I won't be mad if there's no sequel.
Yeah, sequels usually could be make or break, and I want this to stand alone.
I don't want it to be a sequel because then the tie-in.
I think he could do it.
The tie-in that was already made, it's gonna be hard to relay that to the future though, because now you're gonna have the first off. Let's just can we? All right, Brian, get into yours because I'm not gonna get into mine because I want to talk about the movie. We haven't spoken about the movie.
Okay,
we're just speaking about our thoughts, and I have a lot to say.
I think I'm usually a very front-facing kind of movie thing. Like I see it on face value, and then I think about it afterwards. Mm-hmm. This is honestly one of the first movies where I started nitpicking certain things it was unintentionally. Like I started noticing, I wonder why they shot it this way, or I like the way this was cut and this was transitioned. The cinematography of this film was out of this world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Outside of Joaquin and how you pronounce his name? Joaquin. Sorry, thanks. Joaquin and his performance and having it be a Joker. I was like, this movie is shot extremely
beautiful.
Well. Outside of the fact that it was shot on my block, shout out 170. That's fire. But it was like extremely well crafted and the transitions were good, the shots were good, and I thought the pacing was good too, because I was like, all right, we know eventually, it's like you said this, like, you know what's eventually going to happen. I don't want to see that happen yet. I want to know
that slow burn.
Yeah, like I want to know what brings him in to do something of that caliber. Yeah. And it's the slow burn, and it's the like seeing what the hell is going to happen and why did he even do this.
Just to jump in there, right? When we was talking, I was saying that everything that happened to him, I thought, this is it. This is what's gonna bring him over the fucking edge. This has to be it.
It wasn't.
And it wasn't. It was the next thing. And then, but then when you finally realize it, it's a culmination of all of those things.
Everything.
And it was just, he was always broken. Yeah. It wasn't a gradual thing. He was always fucked up. It was just that one, like that last situation that was like, so we can get into it really quick. He was gonna take his own life. You got to remember that. And he was just like,
His initial
thing was to take his own life to make a statement
on the show.
But then he realized, I can make a biggest statement by taking this shit into my own hands instead of taking my life in my own hands. Yeah. And he fucking turned it. It's crazy.
I think what made him change that was he wanted to kill himself because he felt like he had no control. The life was against him. I think once he embraced the Joker, he realized, this is the first time I feel like I have control. I don't feel like, he probably still feels like the world's against him, but now he has the power to fight back.
I think once he painted his hair green and he started having wild fun with it, and then he killed
that's when the dancing became a performance.
Well, it was after he killed his mother, right? After he killed his mother,
he learned when he started taking control of his own life.
It liberated him. He always felt
I felt like it was a way of cutting all, like, everything that tied to Arthur, and now he killed off Arthur. He's only the Joker now. Yeah, literally he got rid of the ties.
He learned that he didn't have the girl. Mm-hmm. He learned that his mom is actually a whole lie, and she lied about his whole life.
And she a hoe.
He tied off all ties to toxicity. Yeah. And he was like, fuck it, I'm me now. Yeah. And I wanted to dive into
taking
this.
His medication.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna fucking say. Yeah. We need to get into this. The ambiguity in this film, dog. You never know what's real in this movie. And I think you that was the first thing you said after we got out. Because I saw it with these guys for the second time. I saw it with Kev, Amari, and Danny. Not this Kev, but it's alright.
Yev, not Bev.
Yev, not Bev. Yeah. Now, when I watch these movies, I'm super analytical. You know that. Like, Brian always comes to me. Though. Brian always comes to me to ask me, like, yo, what did you think about this? Because, like, I try to watch movies at a different angle sometimes. Like, what's the purpose of it?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I asked you for one recently.
Us.
This is Us.
Yeah. We went off about that. That was fun. But it's in this movie, like you were saying, the ambiguity of it. He's an unreliable narrator. Yes. Entirely unreliable. Yeah. So all the way up until the end, even the last scene, you're like, is this real or not?
That's why people were saying, you see at the ending when he's kind of like sitting down laughing like he's in that mental hospital or whatever, they were saying, yo, what if this whole thing is in his head? Nothing ever happened. Yeah, that's the only real scene.
That's what I believe. Because at the end, you see him Scooby-Doo-dooring it with the fucking caretaker. How is that even happening? What a blood trail. Like that furthers it, and it's like, is it real? You know, is any of this real? Because what would the Joker, just being the Joker, let's just put it back in that context, what would the Joker like more than to be the influence of Batman? What would satisfy him more? That's the satisfaction of it. Like, it's like, I want to be the reason that Batman exists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's incredible. And but my thing is like he's super unreliable. Once we saw that he went into that girl into Zaza Beetz' house and she was there and she was like, "Who the
that caught me."
No, her name is so fire.
That caught me, dog.
No, seeing
I didn't understand it until she was like, "Oh, you're from down the hall, right?" I'm like, "Wow, hold up."
That shit was
amazing. And then you start seeing like
all the events unfold,
and then she's there, but then boom, then it shows she's not there.
That's why I was telling Danny. I was like, "Don't you see that literally the first half of the movie, everything is going completely wrong for the Joker, for Arthur, and then it was a switch, and everything started being perfect, literally perfect."
Yeah.
He got into the event and got to see Thomas Wayne by sneaking through the side door. You don't think there's heavily secured?
But what I did like about that is that the Joker himself, like as a character, if you're going by source material, his greatest power
is being at the right place at the right time?
is the fact that he's a super opportunist, and he gets away with fucking everything. Joker gets away with everything. So if you want to say that they that influenced this, then it's kind of accurate. Because like he got away with meeting Thomas Wayne and getting punched in the fucking face, and Thomas Wayne didn't say a thing. Like, yo, there's this crazy guy in the bathroom. Nothing. He just walked out of that shit.
He went to the Wayne Manor.
Wayne Manor. Alfred, ex-military and special forces, didn't yoke him the fuck up after touching Bruce. Are you crazy?
And got to touch Bruce.
And he got to touch Bruce.
Nobody gets to touch Bruce, dude.
That's a fact.
Yo, Alfred, it was standing right there and nothing happened.
Getting invited to the Murray Franklin show.
That's crazy. And that's like, and it's funny because the first time
everything was going perfect for this dude.
The first time we see that shit, right? When he's like sitting on the bed and he's envisioning it.
Yeah.
Notice the because I saw it again on my phone. Don't condone piracy, but whatever. I saw it again on my phone, and all his hard cuts of him being unreliable, it's a hard fucking cut.
Yes.
There's no transition.
Nope.
There's no transition at all into him being. So that's his mind.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that happened in his head that he thought was real, it was a hard fucking cut. It wasn't a transition.
He was on medication at that time. Just saying.
No, he stopped taking it. He didn't take it. He didn't take it once he got it. That one time that he grabbed it and brought it home, he didn't take it.
Okay.
So, but it's crazy because the Frank Murray show Murray Franklin, whatever. The first time he was on it was when he was in the crowd, like it was fake, right? And he was in the crowd and he called him out. That was him seeing himself as a child, though.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he was talking, he was like, you're the son that I never had, and all this shit, and I'm taking care of my mother. And that shows like the trauma in his head. He's thinking of Murray Franklin as a father figure.
Yeah.
And who's the other father figure in the movie? Is Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
He saw him as another father figure. And what did he try to do to both? Try to get them both the fuck out of here. And it's crazy though. Like it's nuts when you see that his own mentality was like deceiving us as things. So he's super unreliable. That's why I personally think maybe none of this shit happened. Like none of it
could possibly be, but that's what I'm saying. That's the Joker. That's why I was like, they fucking execute. I was super doubtful. Man. I was super doubtful of this movie in the beginning because I was like, you shouldn't touch this. Not after we saw Suicide Squad. Let's leave this alone for a little bit. Leave this alone.
Honestly, initial thoughts, I thought it was too soon. I thought it was way too soon.
It was too soon. But once I saw they casted Joaquin, I was like, all right.
Bro, you got to remember, that's the man that turned down Doctor Strange because he said that the role wasn't deep enough.
Yep.
And that they didn't give him the liberty to do what he wanted.
He also doesn't know how to fight, or how is he going to act how to fight?
Word.
It's true.
But he can't dance either.
Yeah.
And he said he learned in this movie. Like he learned for
it shows how much he wanted that role though. Like he was like, fuck it, whatever I gotta do.
I just saw that the interview I just sent y'all.
I gotta watch.
So fucking good.
He hates going on talk shows.
Yeah,
he absolutely hates it. Like it.
No, because he's weird.
He has anxiety too.
The most creatives are weird though. Yeah. That's another podcast.
So the fact that it's like he knew, damn, if I take this role, I'm going to have to, like, it's a popular character. I'm going to have to do this.
Yeah.
But he was like, is it worth it? Yeah.
No, and he said like this was one of the most challenging roles because first off getting in shape for it, not even in shape because he was
Losing
out of
weight.
shape.
Yeah,
like
the bad side of the
bro.
like not even.
Yeah, no, just like getting thin, bro. That was terrifying. That alone, seeing his body, this like
and even after all that, he even said it. He went a little crazy.
Yeah,
dropping all that, but even with all that, he still says, "I had so much fun. I wouldn't mind doing a sequel."
Yeah, no, he said he'll do it again. And he said, he actually said what Kev was saying, that he wants to go into that crazy side.
He did it so well,
but just imagine him jumping full on into it. I'll be scared for him.
The only issue
honestly
with having a sequel is you need a time skip. Because
but then he'll be old. Like that's what I'm saying.
But it can't be the only reason though. Joker, they never showed his age. I get it. In the comics, he came out at the right time. Batman was already full-fledged Batman. Yeah. I get it. But his age is never shown. It's
but there's also another thing. Arthur Fleck was a fucking idiot. If we want to be technical, he wasn't smart. The Joker's really fucking smart. But he literally rivals Batman in planning.
But then again, what if he was only an idiot because of the medication?
Nah, he was. He was. I'm sorry. He was.
But I think he can. If this is his beginning and he already got away with this much, I don't think it's too far off of literally having an army behind him too. It's too far off of all right.
I never took him as dumb though.
He was Ed, bro.
Honestly,
the shit that he did and the approaches that he took was really dumb.
I think he is being awkward.
I think he is, but like those type of medications are used, like they're used to literally dumb you down,
like to suppress.
So even when you stop taking them, you still have to slowly transition back to, because who knows how long he's been taking that medication. He probably doesn't even know what it is to think without it. So
he wanted higher doses too.
I think once
he did, he asked for it.
I think once it gets to a point where like he starts embracing the Joker, I think that's when like his creative side was slowly built to that point.
I guess
because you got to think about. I think just like what you're saying, the Murray Franklin scene is deep, and he knows exactly what he knew exactly what he was saying in the Murray Franklin show.
That's what I was gonna say too. He sounded the most cohesive.
Yes.
No, for sure. Confident. Yeah.
When he was on that show and he was off the meds and he was full on crazy at that point.
Yeah.
I just don't see him as the mastermind.
You're seeing the perfect Joker. You're seeing the perfect Joker.
No, I'm seeing every version of Joker that I know before. Like, this is just me again. I understand that this has nothing to do with the Joker that we know. I know that. But I'm saying as a sequel of him rivaling Batman's mind, I don't see Arthur Fleck doing that. The person that we saw in this movie, I don't see doing that. Yeah. And that's just me. I can understand. I do understand where you're coming from, that there can be a change in character. But I don't see it. I don't think the change. I don't see it.
I don't think the change has to be on Joker's side.
Yeah.
The change has to be on Batman's side. If they do a different Joker, why not do a different Batman?
I guess.
I probably would hate it.
Robert Pattinson's Batman.
No,
that's actually. I bet you it was gonna be good. I recently saw A24 movie. I actually saw A24 movie recently with Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah,
and he fucking bodied.
The direction they're going with the movie alone is dope as fuck.
They're doing Zoe Kravitz, bro. This Catwoman, I'm down.
My thing is, I'm gonna give him the same opportunity I gave Ben Affleck, where everybody was shitting on it. Oh, he did Daredevil, who's gonna be trash, blah blah.
That made no sense to me. Daredevil was bad from the beginning.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it the chance, because this might be the role that, like, there's always that one role that somebody just does, and it's like, oh shit. And I mean, they could have done more. I don't feel like he, of course, fully fulfilled it, but I think with a solo Batman movie, Ben Affleck would have probably killed that shit.
My point, to get back into it, my point is this. My favorite Joker has got to be Arkham, probably.
Joker?
Because,
like the games?
Yeah, because...
No, he's amazing.
Because literally, Batman has the gas, and what is his biggest fear? Is Joker.
Oh, like,
he's not afraid of...
of becoming the Joker.
Yes. And
but he's literally Joker says it in the game. You're a bad day away. It's the same quote that they kept repeating. He was like, "You're a bad day away from being me." That's when he's dead or whatever, and he's just coming to him in like apparitions and shit. He says, "You're one bad day away from being me." That's fucking crazy, bro. That's the thing. They're yin and yang, right?
Yeah. I want to play Arkham now.
No, bro, that game is amazing. It is on all of them are.
All of them.
They're
so crazy.
all really good games.
So crazy. But they're yin and yang. And that's what I'm like. I don't know.
And the crazy shit is when Batman looks at Joker, it's literally the reflection of all Batman's failures.
Yeah.
Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Barbara Gordon.
The fact that like literally for years he can't stop him, and the only way to stop him is breaking his own moral code.
I think that's the biggest thing about him. It's
what's so fucked up? Even in the comics, bro. Nigga, he brings himself to kill him. And he comes back. So it's like, you broke your code for nothing. Yeah. Like, that's fucking crazy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but that also makes Batman himself, like, kind of fucking twisted. Because he will break every bone in your fucking body, but he won't kill you.
Yeah. Batman's a psychopath.
He's crazy. No,
that's his way of justifying what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's a psychopath.
The crazy shit, he said it too.
But to justify what you're doing, you have to be crazy.
In Red Hood, he said it. The reason I don't kill is not because of, yes, it's the morality thing, but it's because once I kill, I'm not gonna be able to stop. Like he said, I will keep killing.
Because it's easy.
So he said the reason I don't do it is because of that. Because pretty much, Jason Todd was telling him like, I understand
killing's light, bro.
No, he didn't say. He said, I understand you don't want to kill Penguin. I understand you don't want to kill like Two-Face. But this is Joker. He killed me. He took me away from you.
Yeah.
Why does he deserve to live? And he told him like. He was like, is killing that hard for you? And he said, no, it's the opposite. It's too damn easy. But if I do that, I'm going to be just like him. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to stop. And it's that literal thing of if like Batman is scared that if he kills, he becomes the Joker.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy though too? Is that the Joker like you can almost say that Batman is killing the people that the Joker is killing. Because he doesn't kill the Joker, he can end it.
That's why
in a second.
That's why he's the failure.
Yeah,
like, he looks at Joker like
we saw a bit of that, a little bit of that in Heath Ledger's Joker too.
Yeah.
And
for people comparing the two, fuck off.
No, we shouldn't.
No, it's two different movies.
Honestly, there's one thing I want to say about Heath Ledger's Joker. The fact that this nigga told him, "I want you to make a choice. You can't say both. Is one or the other." Choose. This person is in this place. The other person is that place. Save somebody. He picks the person in his head. This is the person I want to save. Guess there's the wrong person.
Oh, it's the opposite person.
Yeah,
right?
it was the opposite.
See, I was like,
okay, he was trying to save. Now tell me, can our Arthur Fleck devise that plan? From what we know about him now in this movie?
Not right now. No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
You need a rookie Batman.
Name Joker.
My point at you though.
He's a grown fucking man.
My point at you though is you don't think
you don't become smart out of nowhere. Y'all just saying it because y'all like the movie.
No, I'm saying
you don't become that smart out of nowhere.
You don't think years will get him to that?
Yeah, but y'all talking years, bro. Like, look, okay.
Batman was 8 or some shit.
The thing is that this Joker doesn't make sense in the universe at all because one, we know his identity, and he's thrown in an insane asylum already. So it doesn't make sense.
That's another reason why I kind of say I like the whole Batman thing, which I know you said you wanted to kind of get into like how it shifted for you. I don't think Bruce
the Batman
Wayne was,
tie-in to the movie.
I understand why they put him in there, especially towards the ending when they showed. I like it a lot. Yeah. But I really don't feel like he was needed. I don't think he was at all.
I do for one reason. What? Can I say it really quick before? Oh, go ahead, Amari, because I know your thought was about the previous thought that was up.
Help me out.
It's over.
This nigga being dumb.
Oh yeah. I think him being able to like. I think the thought process behind going on the Murray show, and planning to kill himself initially, to send a message.
It's not smart though. I can do that. Anybody can do that.
It's kind of impulsive, but like there's
he knows there's
potential behind that.
There's reason behind it. Yeah.
If he sits down and thinks of, I think he could do it.
Dog, you gotta think about too. He saw the rallying that was happening too. He saw people were rallying behind this clown person. Yeah. He knew he was significant. He knows this.
But anybody would think
he was like, all right. So he's like, all right. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna kill myself and I'm gonna make a stance because I know he's gonna set the shit to flames. Yeah. But what does he do? He kills Murray instead, and then he goes to the camera and he's talking shit and he's popping his shit. He knows people are gonna love that shit. He knows, and then what happens?
That's
without his planning. His people got him out of the cop car.
Well, that's like, that's the Joker luck.
That's Joker shit.
That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, I know it's not that smart, but he's just starting, and for him to even do that, and then I know you're probably gonna say anybody could have done it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think it still shows potential to be that kind of Joker.
I guess. That's I can see the argument. I'm just saying from what we know about the character, I don't see him being the mastermind that we know. Batman shows that he's bright from a young age.
Yeah, he's
a brilliant man from a young age. Tony Stark, just a completely different, but he shows that he's brilliant from a young age.
It's pretty much somebody who from a young age is a genius and becomes even more of a genius to somebody who has to match that level in a short
amount of that devalues Batman. Yeah. By a lot. If you make it that this fucking dude that literally killed three people impulsively on a train and then goes and the cops come to his door and he's fucking complaining. He brings a gun to a children's hospital. That same guy is gonna outsmart Batman. You're devaluing Batman by far.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because by him outsmarting Batman is it makes Batman looks dumber.
It's unfair to say as an origin though. As a origin.
I get what you're saying though. That's what I'm saying is that I agree.
That's like if you all your life, let's say you was a professional fucking gamer. Let's say a professional Halo player. You started from Halo 1, you killed at Halo 3, you're winning tournaments, and you've trained your ass off. And
I started as a 30-year-old,
and then on top of that,
I'm not gonna beat you ever.
We both at Halo 5. My first game is Halo 5, and I caught up to you. It's kind of
it's not. I get
that's a literal translation.
The only way you can say that's literal. A thing is if somebody's a prodigy. But can we really say Arthur's a prodigy to that point? And that's that saying, Batman was a prodigy. That's if you was a prodigy. We're both prodigies, but
this is all. This is only took me again. I just want to clarify that this is all theoretical. We all don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that the idea of this man generating another Joker makes more sense to me of him matching the wits of Batman because he sees the influence that this man had. And then he works off of that as a separate entity. Now you have it that he's I saw what the Joker did, but he didn't carry it out fully. I can do it. As a passing of the torch kind of thing and just influence. I saw what he started, I can finish it.
But then also knowing who Joker is in the comics, he would never want to take the persona of someone else. He would want to be himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's gonna be a hard time.
It was one thing if Arthur Fleck never said "Call me Joker" when you introduced me. The name was just never a thing, and then Joker came up with that name later. But he would never take somebody else's name and say, "Okay, I'm gonna be that person."
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. Again, they can tie it in, and they could probably do a fucking amazing job because these writers thought past what I can think of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's plausible. By far, it's plausible. But from what we've seen right now, my thing is just I don't think his. It's gonna be very hard to do. Mm-hmm. Last thing about the can I just get into the tie-in? Yeah, because we're running short on time, right? But the tie-in to Batman, I at first initially I said I didn't like it because I thought that it leaned too heavily on it. When I thought that it was gonna be I thought that it was gonna be its individual own thing.
Right.
I didn't want the tie-in because then I had a feeling it was gonna do what it did, where it had the Joker be the reason why Batman was Batman, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it wasn't directly influenced, A to B, it was A influenced B, which created C. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but upon watching it again on my phone, I noticed that, and this is the film side of it. It's not really the story as a comic and all that, but the film side of it, it's a complete mirrored image of what happened to Arthur Fleck.
Yeah.
It's a complete mirror, right? He lost his father figure, right? He also lost his mother. In the first scene of the movie, Arthur gets ran down into an alley. He gets beat up. He's alone and fearful. The last scene of the movie is Bruce in an alley, alone and fearful. without his parents. It's fucking crazy. Like, that mirrored image is insane. And I thought about it and I was like, I like that shit. Because at first I just thought the tie-in is too thing, but I was trying to think of the reasoning behind the tie-in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, in a literary sense, in like a movie sense, that shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just the fucking one-to-one is dope as fuck.
Nah, I see what you're saying. Like, that parallel
is insane.
It's deep. It speaks.
It goes deeper than just it being a tie-in.
It kills me the fact that they threw him in there, man. It just because like, to say that like Joker created Batman for me is just weird as shit. But like I said,
no, it is weird.
It is an Elseworld a reimagining of Joker. So I don't like, that wasn't the deal breaker for me. But just seeing that, and it just, there was something about it. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
There's something about it that just felt so off to me.
But you know what you can say though to justify it in your mind? You should be like, maybe all of this shit was fake. And in the asylum, or him being in there, is what was just he was in there creating the story in his head. That's crazy.
What
if you think about it like that,
what you were saying earlier about like the parallel, I thought what you was gonna say is he's sitting in an asylum. He knows Batman created him, so he's like.
And if you see his face,
I created Batman. Like,
if you see his facial hair, he had white facial hair coming out. Like Joker. When he was sitting there, like his facial hair was growing, and it was white. So that entails age usually, or stress.
Yeah, stress,
or both. The culmination of both. So my thing is, we don't know the timeline. We're unsure. And him being in that room, his hair wasn't green, which means that it either got washed out
for a while.
Damn,
it either got washed out, or
what's crazy?
He's been in there for a little
bit. This is funny though, but maybe Arthur can become that Joker that could challenge Bruce Wayne, because if Jared Leto could do it, man.
Oh my god,
you idiot! But it's true though.
Nah, but think about it.
And how did he kill the lady in the fucking room and then get out? It has to be. That's like another. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he stomped her shit. But that's like another thing. And
he also didn't have blood on him.
He also didn't have blood. And she looked very similar to the lady, the other Kane lady. I forgot her name. Something Kane, Deborah Kane.
Yeah,
something like that.
The social worker.
And I believe she had a similar name, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I have to check that.
It makes you start. But they look like, if you're not really paying attention, they looked similar. And that's what I'm saying is, like, that makes it even more unreliable, because now you're like, what if he just imagined her? Yep. Because you got to remember, besides like him becoming also, Joker,
he technically got away. The cop car he was in got crashed, and then he got put
when did he get caught?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. All of this shit is like fucked up. And then you have to think too, is like the most real that he's ever been was talking to that Deborah Kane lady. Right? He was telling her, like, I needed a uppage on my medicine. Like, I need it. He was like, I don't feel good.
Do you even listen to me? I said, I don't want to be here. He said something like that.
But think about that. Think about what he just said. I don't want to be here. Now think about him being in that room telling that story. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be sitting in front of you telling you this shit.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary because now, like, it fucks with you, and you're like, is it real?
We know he has like a mental.
Something's wrong with his head. Yeah.
They said it was because of the trauma.
There's too much to talk about in this short fucking pod.
They said it was because of the trauma that he had, because I guess his stepfather or whatever.
It was his mother that beat him, and his stepfather.
Yeah. So
his father.
She let it happen.
The mother beat both of them.
No, but the mother beat him too.
Oh, she did?
I think so.
She abused him.
Oh, I took
it
as...
it went to head trauma, which is why. And that's why he snapped. He was like, oh, shit, she beat my ass.
Oh, I took it as... I probably read this wrong.
Dark. Yeah. He has that super dark condition. And then the mom was like, he's always been a happy boy.
Yeah, man.
So scary.
I was like,
I think I love that little tie-in too. Like,
no, I like the way that they did that.
Disorder that he laughs in uncomfortable situations.
Can we talk about his laugh though? That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And the way that, like,
it turns into pain in the end.
No, it is pain.
Yeah.
He was literally clawing at his neck because he couldn't stop.
It was That's like, beautiful.
You ever been coughing so much that you start holding your chest a little bit? Imagine doing that in an uncomfortable situation. Or, dude, the tie-in to that. The tie-in to that is
beautiful.
Outrageous.
Beautiful.
It's outrageous.
I thought they were just trying to do a cash grab. I did not know they were gonna flex with
this is like an artistic.
But no funny shit.
I
wasn't skeptical about it once I saw who they cast. Beforehand, it's kind of like when they were first saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do a standalone Joker." I'm like,
me and you had that conversation.
Yeah, no, I thought it was gonna be Jared Leto. I thought it was gonna be Jared Leto at first.
I knew it wasn't. He and him were talking.
Oh no, I saw
because I think
I didn't read the reports.
They were saying that they were trying to cast Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the original ones. He said no.
He said no.
I think he would have done a good job too. But no lies, seeing Joaquin Phoenix, I wouldn't want anybody else.
Yeah.
Even though I think Leo's a fucking beat.
I love Leo. That's my favorite actor.
At that point, they're going down as the top.
I'm scared of Leo doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Leo can hit the laugh, which is funny to say.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do it the same.
Yo, what if he?
His own?
I don't think he can make it his own social awkwardness as Joaquin do it.
No,
if he's Batman.
Oh,
I would fucking like that. Like the
psychological Batman, I would do, but.
Yeah, not like an action movie.
Yeah.
Batman. You know, but that's crazy. One other thing that it just came to mind with his laugh. He laughed. The one time we saw him actually laugh, like to his own volition, the first time that we see it without being uncomfortable or anything, was when he laughed, which is my favorite scene in the movie. Actually,
yeah, I know you.
When he laughed at the short guy when they were making jokes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And he laughed his own laugh. And turn that shit off once he turned the fucking corner.
Oh yeah.
That was
That's in the beginning.
Terrifying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was when they made fun of the midget, and then he went to the back and he was laughing, and just turned it off.
And you know what's crazy in the trailer?
Terrifying.
In the trailer, they made it seem like he was practicing his laugh.
Yeah.
So like when you see that, it's like, but then you see the context behind it. And it's like
I thought you were gonna mention the comedy scene when he's at the comedy club and he's trying to practice at what cues he's supposed to laugh.
No, it's the social cues. It's the social cues.
That whole time he's doing it off.
Laugh. He's off by like a second.
Yeah.
And he's laughing off. And it's like people were looking at him like he was like kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But it was just he just can't understand social cues and laughing. Imagine laughing regularly when it's your condition to laugh in from you wouldn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, his jokes weren't fucking bad. Everybody was fucking assholes, dog. Because his jokes were not bad.
The only shit was that that was the most uncomfortable for me when he was laughing before he got to get the joke off.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that's so
No, you just wanted to see him do good.
Yeah.
But then you realize he just killed 3 people in a fucking train.
I thought he was gonna do good. I thought him having the condition was gonna be his bit.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? What was crazy is when you actually watch the scene, it looks like he was successful.
Oh no! That's when the music takes over. That's when the music it dives into his head, and he hears laughter, and there's music in the background, and he's smiling.
Yeah.
So it makes it.
And then when you actually see what happens,
when they played it back, nobody was laughing. It was quiet.
That's what I'm saying. That music hit differently.
I didn't like the music
because everything from when the music hit. Remember what happened after that? Well, first the girl was in the crowd.
Yeah.
After that, he has like he's walking with her. He's kind of smiling like, yo, it was a success, you know, all this other stuff. That never happened.
Yeah. All of that never happened. It's fucking crazy.
This movie never happened. We never saw it.
Yeah.
This podcast
you know what's funny?
I agree with the whole. I think not agree, but I kind of like the notion that this whole movie was him imagining a world where he created Batman.
Yeah.
Because at the end he's laughing, he's like, and the lady's like, can I hear the joke?
And she's like, you wouldn't get it. Yeah. Crazy. That's crazy because that even makes it.
Like you said,
it makes it even crazier.
He would love to be the reason why
Batman is Batman.
And him sitting thinking about it, just smoking a cigarette, laughing.
Yeah,
that totally makes sense to me. Like,
it does. And how is he in that room smoking a cigarette? Like, there's a whole bunch of fucking things that are off.
So many scenes of him smoking a cigarette. I'm like,
there has to be something to that, right?
That's not like legal. Like,
yeah,
there has to be something to that.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
I said the music, and you wanted to say something.
The music. One thing that I didn't like is that a lot of it was copywritten tracks. Like it meaning like it was already made songs. It wasn't original scores for the movie. And
which also they didn't have a high budget for this.
That's the issue. I think that if it had its original scores, you could have they could have went the fuck off. Dude, imagine the guy that made the scores. Let's just say, like in a perfect world, imagine the guy that made the scores for like Game of Thrones.
Oh man.
Making the scores for this movie, he would have taken each scene and developed a sound that just like made you uneasy and fucking, and I think that would have lended itself to the movie better. But again, not to take away from it, because the way that they did use the songs that they did acquire was great. Like
they did the best they could.
They did the best with what they had, and I would never take that away. But I would have liked original music, because I think that it would have just with his performance, adding that next texture of just his own song. That, like, imagine if they did every time that he was the Joker, right? Like, or his characteristics of the Joker came out, you hear a certain sound that came with that would have gave you chills just hearing it, because you would have been like, oh shit, this is him being the Joker. And then imagine suddenly hearing it turn off and he's back to being Arthur. That shit would have fucked with you mentally, you know what I'm saying? And then you could add another story component where when he's unreliable, and you somewhat just add like off strings and shit that makes it so that you're like, wait, this might not be real. You know, you could fuck with it. Like, and it's unfortunate because, like you were saying, they didn't have the main budget to do shit like that.
They didn't have the
this movie was not supposed to be made.
Yeah.
This movie was not supposed. Warner Brothers did not want to make this movie because it wasn't a tie-in to anything that they had existing.
But I think at the same time, they knew that their best works came from standalones.
Yeah,
so I guess they were testing the waters. But real quick, before we wrap up,
peace out.
Favorite parts of favorite moment of a movie for you, like favorite scene.
Cool.
Favorites. Okay. In the this is like a kind of like what the mirroring thing. In the beginning, the very first scene of the movie is him playing with his face.
Yeah.
Scary.
Smiling and then frowning and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He cries at that point too. Nobody notices.
Yeah.
That.
He has the single
coming down.
That's that actor shit. Yo. All right. And then at the end when he's Joker, he's on the hood of the car
with the blood.
He takes the blood and makes
the
smile.
That shit. No, that shit
was fire, boy.
That shit. That's when we all had like me and you had our mouths open and just covering our faces at that point. And when that happened, I was like, "Oh shit!"
And then he stands up, turns around with the thing on, with the blood on, and he turns around and all the people, all his followers, the crowd roar goes like louder.
Son, the crazy shit is,
was amazing.
Imagine he never had like the painted on smile, but his first like moment of having that shit was
with the blood.
That shit probably would have had me like.
He's anyway, what's yours?
Mine's is definitely, but the Murray Franklin show scene in the end is by far. I'm telling you, I think I need to rewatch and listen to what they're both saying. What they're both saying is out of this world.
Very intellectual conversation.
Very intellectual conversation.
No, for sure.
And then
it's very spot on to what is happening
now
today.
Currently. It was that dialogue was.
I don't want to get into it here because that's like that could be a 30-minute conversation.
Definitely,
which we could get into in the next pod because I think that's an important conversation to have.
That scene was well thought out, well fucking shot.
No, it was.
It was beautiful.
The whole movie was for that scene.
For that scene itself,
for sure.
That was my favorite by far,
for sure.
And then hold on, seeing you guys' reaction because Kev was like, "Oh, that was crazy." I'm like, "Man, just keep watching." And then I'm looking at the Murray Franklin scene. And I know it's about to happen. And I look at you guys and I see all your reactions. I was like, yeah, this hit. This hit.
Nah, it did though. I had my hand on my face because I knew he was going to shoot somebody. I just didn't know if it was himself. I had no idea who it was going to be. I thought that he was going to shoot the fucking place up. But to that conversation that they had, I liked that he didn't shoot everybody.
Yeah.
He shot the people that did him harm. Crazy.
Yep.
Because if he would have shot everybody, he would have been the opposite of exactly what he was talking against to Murray.
Yep.
Saying like, you ignore people like me. Instead, and you.
This is what
you created, and you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's a whole nother combo because that shit gets deep.
Convo was deep.
Is that those your favorite moments?
That's my favorite by far.
Mine, I love the fucking car scene where he smears the blood to make a smile. That shit is in imagery. That shit is empowering. Like it's like him. If there's a negative way to empower people, that would be it. That's like that would be a poster. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, I think the laughing part, like where he did it in that hallway and he just stopped on a dime, that to me just showed the separation in acting and like everything, that this dude deserves awards out the fucking ass, because like he created this, like the character is created, and for you to make the character your own after there's so much source material to go by, you still make the character your own. That shit is in fucking insane. And the initial train scene where he kills the 3 Wall Street guys, that shit is amazing, because it shows you that at first he may have done the right thing by retaliating against these guys, but then he gets the guy on the stairs and he stands over him and he shoots him again. That changes it in your mind, right? Because at first it was beautifully made, because at first you're rooting him on, like do it, but then you see him stand over him and shoot him once and you're like, okay. Then he does it again, and that's when your doubt slips in. You're like, wait a minute, this guy's fucking insane.
He's enjoying this.
It's not for the benefit of helping. He did that in cold blood. Crazy shit. I love that moment too, and that's all really. What about you, Ken?
It gets me tight because Amari took the car scene, and
that shit was
Brian took the
Murray Franklin.
Which those were my top 2.
The Murray Franklin thing is honestly, like a given.
Like I loved it because you can tell he was practicing kind of what to say, even though I can tell like his rebuttals was strictly from the heart, but it was that final moment when he was telling the joke. And he was like, oh, what do you get when you take a crazed lunatic and you take everything away from him? And then he hit him with he was like, what he said? He said, "Well, you fucking deserve," and he shot him. That scene, and then he was just like,
that joke was actually pretty good.
He was like, "Yeah, I like that punchline." But since you took the car scene, this is not like a crazy impactful scene, but it's just one that like during the movie, I was watching it and I didn't really have that like, that was good. Until when the guy came over and they were like, yo, we heard like, about the killings and all this other stuff. And like he stabbed the guy in the neck and the midget's in the corner. And then he's just sitting there, he said, yo, you could leave, like, and then like he's like trying to scare him, but you can tell like it's not like to be a like I want to kill him. It's kind of like funny. He was just like
that was like the most Joker moment. It's funny though, because in that moment it's the same thing that I was saying, that he didn't harm people that didn't do harm to him.
And then like he was
even his mother.
He was trying to unlock the door. He was like.
It's really sick.
He's like,
can you help me, man?
Even though he's scared, he was like, yo,
he let him go.
Unlocked the door, gave him a kiss on the forehead, and told him to.
Nah, but he deadass told him like, you were the only one that treated me good. That shit is crazy.
That's crazy.
So if I had to pick like a third scene that I really liked, it was that.
Yeah. Oh, and I like that a lot, and I like the children's hospital scene. I thought that shit was hilarious. Man. Like people didn't laugh because it was it's crazy. But bro, when he started dancing with the gun, he was telling her to shush. That shit is hilarious. He killed that shit, man. Yo, I think we're done.
Yes.
God damn, how long was this?
Hour?
I fucking knew it. It's fine. We could honestly, I think we could have stretched this to 2 hours. Easily. There's a whole bunch of shit we didn't even touch on.
That movie is fucking crazy.
I didn't touch on a lot of the parts of why like I said, why is like 6.5 or 7, but honestly, like fuck it. Like
did this all right, so question though, did this change your mind at all? Like anything that you heard, like did it amplify any situations in your mind that was like, damn, maybe I didn't see it like in that way?
I still don't like the dance scene, how long it was. I think they could have, I wish the movie was like, even though the movie was long, I wish it was like 20 minutes longer, and then just showing more things like, other than the dancing, just other like, weirdnesses about him. That like, he's using multiple things to be kind of his coping. I mean, killing was a coping mechanism for him. So you could say that, but just, I would like to see different elements, which if they do a sequel, they probably explore into it at that point. But
I don't want them to touch this.
I honestly, I hope it ends here, because especially with that ending, they left the ending is up to you. Whatever you want the movie to be is what it is. Which I think that's great.
That's a smart way to do it. Super smart. Because like for people that don't like it or people that do like it, they can make their own.
At most, after this conversation, 7.5.
All right,
but
well, 0.5 is fine with me.
A 8 for me is I will see this movie I will pay to see this movie again, like probably 2 or 3 more times. I'll watch it again.
Man, so what's a
for
10?
Free? A 10 for me?
Yeah.
Like Amari said, if I would have cried, nigga, that would have.
All right, so what was a 10? Do you have a 10?
A 10, movie wise?
Yeah.
The closest thing that ever got to a 10 with me was Logan, but it.
Really?
Yeah, but that hit a 9 for me.
I like Logan. I thought Logan was like was
amazing.
like an 8.5, 9.
Yeah, I gave it a 9.
Logan, it was an 8.5.
I just didn't like.
That's the closest thing.
There's certain parts of the writing for me in that movie that killed me.
There's something
that
with,
took me out.
With X-Men writing and they don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, but they killed.
But that's because I felt I feel like they had to play off the world they already built, so they were limited.
That's true.
I feel like that's the same with this movie. Weirdly enough. Again, let's cut this shit short.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. It's been amazing. We're happy that we can do this.
Y'all.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all saw the movie again. If y'all just heard this without seeing the movie, you're fucking dumb. But we love you.
Don't forget to laugh now, guys. All right.
Yeah, and be nice to everybody. Look, he let the midget live, dog.
Word.
That's a fact.
Be nice to everybody.
Be a midget out in the world, okay?
Yeah.
Word.
And those weird people, man, check in on them, man. If you think they're weird or they're funny,
it reminds me of that Dane Cook joke.
What
about the guy at the office that like you shared that candy bar that one time. So after, when you shooting everybody up, you just thanks for the candy bar.
Yeah,
and then he lets him live and walks away.
That's a fucking fact, man. Just be nice to everybody. I think that's the moral of this.
That's the moral.
Give him a candy bar, yo.
All right, man. Thank you guys for listening. And women, sorry.
Peace.
Thank you guys for listening. Peace out.